What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the Prime Lacrosse YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about cuts, Lcuts, Vcuts, C curls, recuts, backdoor cuts, every cut you could think of, we're going to be talking about it. And if I miss one, my bad. So if you're ready to get better right now, let's get into it. All right, so the first cut that we're going to be talking about is the V cut. It's a very common cut. You see it in basketball, you see it in football, but we're talking about lacrosse right now. So I'm going to show you how to do this specifically on the offensive end. We're going to be using a girls 8 and 12 meter in order to do this. So I'll give you some real world applications, but we're going to breeze through this. But the V cut is as it sounds, it's a V, right? So I'm going to use my blue cone right here to denote where I'm starting. I'm going to cut down towards the yellow cone, and then I'm going to cut towards the red cone. So this is a very sharp cut. And if you're newer to learning how to cut, what is going to be helpful with this is that we stay very tight. You could also break down. There's also a couple of elements of misdirection and also deception as you're doing this, a change of speed, a change of tempo in order to make the V cut as effective as possible. But enough of that, let me actually show you how to do it. So in this scenario, we are cutting down towards cage. Our defender is in between us and the goal. And so what we're going to do is cut towards maybe this direction, and as the defender slides, we're going to take a hard jab, and then we're going to then cut this way in that direction, making a very sharp cut. That's a V cut. So I'll show you what it looks like. I'll keep it in my right hand. Slow, 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 plant, cut, just like that. Now we can make this a little bit more downhill. The cage is down that way. If I wanted to do that, I move my cone over, but that's essentially what the V cut is, guys. It's not very hard to do. The way you would practice this is you're going to maybe do this for about 2 sets. You're going to do this for about 5 to 10 reps. You could also finish with a shot on cage off of a catch. I'll show some B-roll of what that actually looks like. But let me show you a couple more times what this V cut looks like. Cut down, big press, and go the other way. Let me show you what it looks like coming up this way. So this will also mix into more of an L cut, a pop cut is what I like to call it. And I'll show you what that looks like in the next cut, but I'll show you what the V cut looks like right now from this angle. So I'm gonna tack up, big step, push out very quick. Now, if you notice the footwork on that too, on the press, on the jab press right there, I'm not necessarily shuffling out. I'm kind of doing this gallop step. I'm crossing over. So I'll show you one more time what that looks like. Attack down, press, 1, 2. This allows me to cover a lot more space. Now, this is a little bit of a difficult jab step crossover, especially if you're younger and you haven't really built up the strength in your legs. You might see it a little bit more like this, to where we're cutting just like that. Or we might go into a run, kind of like this, like that. It's technically a V cut, but I think you lose a lot of its impact if it's not sharp and crispy. So practice this for about 2 sets, about maybe 5 to 10 reps. You can work a ground ball off this. You can work a catch and a shot off of this. There's so many things you could do. That's the V cut. Let's get to the L cut. All right, everyone, so here is the L cut. It's very similar to the V cut, but we get a little bit of a wider angle on this. So to set this up, we're gonna use our same 3 cones again. A lot of them we're gonna use the same 3 cones. For the C curl, we might use a couple more cones, but I'm gonna start at my blue. So here's the scenario. We have the ball swinging around the perimeter. My defender's playing pretty tight, and I need to create space. So I could definitely use a V cut. V cuts, in my opinion, are used a lot of the times to cut behind or do a backdoor cut, all that good stuff. So we're gonna use kind of this out cutting motion to pop out to ball. This is really good. That would be the application for the out cut. For the out cut to pop to space to get more room to catch that ball. That's pretty much what it is. So how would we do it? Again, similar to our V cut. Again, I'm gonna make this a little bit wider. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attack up towards here, take a nice hard stiff jab, take a crossover step or a gallop step to create that space as fast as possible, and that would be the out cut. From there, I could catch the ball and dodge or pass it back or whatever. But this is really great for creating space. This is the out cut. So again, attack towards the yellow, stiff jab step, Look at how much space I covered in that little crossover step right now. I like it a little bit more than a shuffle. I get it, sometimes we're gonna shuffle, so don't worry about it too much. But now, if a pass was coming this way, hopefully I've created that space in order to catch it. So let's do it again. This is our Lcut, started our blue cone. We're gonna attack in. We can go fast, we can go slow, just like that. Let me show you really quick fast. So now, maybe I'm calling for it. I see my teammate, call, boop, and I'm getting the space really quick for that. So that's the Lcut. Let's get into the C curl. All right, guys, so now we're talking about the C curl or the curl out. This cut is not necessarily as sharp as the other cuts like a Vcut or an Lcut, but it is super necessary to get back to the ball in the most efficient way as possible. Now, with all these cuts, we use them for different purposes. They have different applications. So let me show you how the C curl applies in an offensive setting, even a clearing setting for defense. It doesn't matter. The C curl, we have to learn this. Basically, it's a curling motion to cut back to the ball without going away from it. So let me show you. We're going to start our red cone right here. Now let's just say the ball's coming from the opposite side of the field. Let me give you the wrong way to do this. So now ball's coming, maybe there's an opportunity to cut, and instead of curling and getting our hips down towards cage, we go like this, away, okay, from the cage. We're not really getting our hips turning back. It's not really good mechanics on that. Sure, you can get away with it sometimes, but that's not necessarily what we want. So what we're going to do is we are going to curl into our catch and our finish, okay? We're gonna get our hips back towards the feeder, essentially, or the cage. So watch this. This is kind of a wider curl right here. I'm gonna be coming around, and notice how my eyes are up. So even if I caught it right here, I can then go and fire. I can dodge from there. It's a lot different than coming up right here and then having to then cut back. Not saying that that's not gonna ever happen, it totally does, but we should definitely learn the proper mechanics. So in this C curl, you could do this anywhere on the field. I think it works really great for offensive settings, especially when we get into a settled offensive situation right here and we're working on cuts. We're gonna C curl. Now this is a very wide C curl. We could actually make this smaller. I'm gonna go around the first yellow cone right here, just like that. And that's essentially what the C curl is. So if we're really trying to get better, especially on the offensive end, we want to get our hips back down towards cage. And so the C curl is perfect for that. So I would go like this. Notice my head, how it's over my shoulder. I'm looking at the feeder the whole time because that pass might come a little bit earlier in my C curl process. Catch, fire. Same thing right here. I can kind of cut down right here. That's a nice little C curl. Again, I'm getting my hips down towards the feeder. Again, it's not always going to happen like that, but we should know how the C curl works and when to apply it. All right, y'all, that's the C curl. On to the next cut, which is the recut. All right, everyone, so this is the recut. Now, the recut, you could essentially use all the other types of cuts that we've already talked about, but I'm gonna show you a straight line recut. It's actually very simple to do. It's not that hard, but you just got to know that this is an option. And what happens is a lot of younger players just cut once, and that's it. They don't look around, they have no situational awareness. And so a lot of the times they're actually open when they cut back out because again, the first cut doesn't always work. So sometimes we need 2 to 3 cuts in order to get our opportunity. Not to say we're gonna convert, but to get the opportunity. So let me show you how this works. Let me give you a straight line cut. This is what happens a lot of times. Maybe we start with a V cut, good. We cut down, it gets shut off. Maybe the passer does not see us. Done, okay? Now what happens? Watch this. A lot of young players do this. The defense leaves them. The defense is not paying attention. Maybe they go to slide, but because I wasn't situationally aware and I didn't think of that opportunity, look at where I'm looking. I'm not even looking towards where the ball is or towards where the carriage is, right? And so I lose on that opportunity. So here's what we should definitely practice, right? Maybe we V-cut this way, cut in, ball, 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 not there. Okay, got it. See how I'm keeping my head over my shoulder looking? Maybe the defense is overplaying on this side. Okay. Quick little jump jab, cut right back to the ball because I'm looking for that opportunity. Now, how far am I going in this cut? Well, I think the defense is going to determine how far we actually go in this cut. Now, here's a couple of other factors to consider. Does the person that has the ball, do they have tunnel vision? Because if they do, I don't know if it's gonna work. So here's a couple of tips. You need to grab that person, okay, at a dead ball and say, hey, look for me on the recut. I'm gonna cut once, it's not gonna be there, but keep your head up, keep scanning, keep searching, keep assessing to see if I'm open. That's gonna take time for them to get, okay? The other thing that you can do on the recut is make sure that you are nice and loud and nice and big. So we're here, blah, 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 blah. Sat there, walk back. Hey, 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 hey. So we're doing all those types of things. Now, are we gonna give away that we are recutting again with loud, aggressive gestures? Of course we are, but we need to get the attention of our teammates sometimes. So if we're at a place to where our teammates can give nonverbal cues, then that's much easier. But initially, if we're all learning together and we have tunnel vision and we can't see and it gets loud, messy, especially inside the 8 meter for girls, right? Where there's like 6, 7 people on one team at least, so 14 people in total running through, we have to get loud. We have to make sure that we're big and we're signaling. And then here's the secret sauce. Don't just let that play slip away without talking about it. If there was a recut opportunity and your teammate did not see it, you need to go to that teammate after the play, at the dead ball, at the timeout, at the foul, at the injury, whatever it is, right after, and tell them, hey, look for me on the recut. I think I'm open. And then I'll do the same thing for you. So that's the recut. Again, you can mix it in with a whole bunch of different things. I'm going to try with a C curl right now. So I'm going to cut in, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Just like that. So that is the knowing, right? It's not hard. We're just going 1, 2, and then cutting back, but it's just knowing and then also working off of the space that the defense is giving you. So that's the recut, everyone. Go out there and try different types of cuts from different types of angles and watch yourself get more buckets, more passes, more points, more stops, whatever it is. All right, on to the next cut, which is the backdoor cut. All right, everyone, so this is the backdoor cut. So you might have heard of this before. It's a very common cut and you can mix in a couple of other cuts to do it. It's not necessarily a specific cut, but it's a knowing on how to do it and when to do it. And you could just really run in a straight line. That's really all it is on that. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna demonstrate what this would look like from the elbow, the wing, the alley, whatever it looks like over here. Let's just assume that my defender is ball watching. Very good. And in the girls' game, once they turn their head away from you, let's just say I was right there, their backside is showing, their ponytail. We call it the ponytail rule. For the guys' game, it's just, you see the back of their helmet, you see the stickers, whatever. That is when you have the best opportunity to hit a backdoor cut. And I'll lay over some videos so that you guys can see this. But basically, once the defense turns their head slightly, right, based off of misdirection, based off of watching the ball too much, whatever it is, that is your opportunity to go backdoor. So what it would look like is the defense would be there. Maybe I give the pass to my teammate over there, and now they turn their head. This is great for a give and go opportunity. Pass, turn their head, backdoor cut. It's as simple as that. I don't think we need to really go into great detail on what a backdoor cut is. When we do our individual cuts video, I will give you more applications and when to do it, how to set it up, and more. So that's the backdoor cut. On to the next one. All right, guys, so the last cut is the fade cut, and this is one of those types of cuts where you can incorporate all the other cuts in order to do it, because it's not necessarily a specific type of cut in the sense where we're V cutting, we're C curling, we're out cutting, whatever it is right there. It's just knowing when to do it. So all we're gonna do for this really is back pedal. So if I had a defender who, again, is maybe ball watching, I'm going to fade away on that type of cut. Now I'm doing it with the back pedal. I could definitely do it with the shuffle. You could do a mixture of different things when you are fading away from the defense, but it's that simple. It's more of a knowing when to do it than how it actually is to do it, because it's super simple to do. So that's the fade cut. The opportunity that you would be looking for is as you're fading away from the defense. maybe the ball's coming this way and now you created the space. Hopefully you can catch it right here. Maybe you can launch it. Maybe you could get into your dodge, but you've created the space in order to implement your offense or to work your clearing opportunities. So that's the fade cut, and that's all we got. All right, everyone, that is the first of many videos on cutting. Did you like that video? Did you find value in it? If you did, drop a comment. Did I miss any type of cut? Let me know, and make sure that you are subscribed to our Prime Lacrosse YouTube page, because we're gonna be dropping a whole series on each and every single one of those cuts, going into great detail, when to do it, where to do it, the application, and how it applies to midfield, defense, attackers, goalies. It doesn't matter. You should all know how these cuts work. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when the next video drops in our series of cuts. Until the next time, we'll catch you on the field.